Hello, we are Team 2, and this is our network design presentation. Our presentation will follow this order. We'll start with an introduction of the nonprofit. We will go through the hardware we're using and our budget. We will show our visual designs of the floor plan and our network, and then we will explain the workflow. The nonprofit we are designing a network for is Dreams Come True. And Dreams Come True is a nonprofit organization based in Jacksonville, Florida that raises money to provide fun experiences, trips, and other chosen dreams for children ages 2 to 18 living with life-threatening illnesses. Dreams Come True is moving into a new office. The small business that previously occupied the space left some issues that need to be resolved. These issues are appropriate network cabling, surge protection, and a new internet service provider. Now, the needs specific to the organization are secure data. With secure data, any information sent to the organization through email or submitted on the website will be protected and only accessible by Dreams Come True. We need a telephone system so that phones located in the offices can receive calls from the number that is provided on the organization's website. There needs to be a self-contained IT infrastructure so that hardware and software can be accessed by members of the organization when repairs or replacements are required. And we'd like to be able to support traffic from South Georgia and North Florida because although Dreams Come True is based in Jacksonville, traffic may come from the surrounding areas and we want to be able to support a higher amount of visitors.
In addition to a domain controller and DNS, services required by the NPO include internet access, file and printer sharing, and a Microsoft SQL database. These services would be located within the internal network. They'd be protected by a firewall. Internet access would be provided through the ISP, yet the web traffic generated by the employees would be redirected to a forward proxy server. Utilizing TCP ports 80 and TCP port 443, the proxy server would filter traffic based off an allowed and blocked list. These lists would reflect the acceptable use policy of the organization, and a forward proxy server benefits information security through the generation of logs, and it would mitigate risks associated with employees freely accessing the internet. Next, file and printer sharing would be handled by a Windows server through the SMB protocol. SMB uses port 139 and 445. This service would allow employees to access file shares and also forward print jobs to the server. Alternative printing ports include 515, 631, and 9100. Lastly, Microsoft SQL database server would be available to allow the transaction processing and business analytics for the NPO. And this relational database uses the TCP port 1433 and UDP port 1434.
For the budget, we decided to go with a robust switch, firewall, and server. Yes, they are expensive, but well worth it in the long run to have a system that will work well and for a very long time and be secure. We decided to get 3 hotspots, 3 printers, get 10 more PCs and monitors for make sure every full-time employee has one and a few part-time employees have them. And then 15 voice over IP phones for one for each full-time employee and part-time employee, plus 5 extras for the volunteers while they're in the office. We need cabling and Cat5 cabling for the internet to plug in all the necessary appliances, and the wall mounts and the jacks are all important to make sure the system is all connected properly. We decided to get malware just to protect the computers, a switch via Vox to again help with the VoIP phone system, battery backups so at least most of the computers will stay online, and Windows Server keys to have legitimate Windows. We also are going to get DirecTV internet and CenturyLink fiber to be our internet provider.
Here we have the floor plan. Here we have it broken down. We're using a couple of the different rooms. So we have the training computer classroom that'll have a printer, it'll have some PCs, and it'll also have telephones in there as well. We have a storage for the storage area. We're going to put a server in there. We have an IT room space that'll also have a server, and it will most likely double as our server room. We have a conference room that'll have a printer and telephone in the conference, and we have a conference room. Obviously, that'll have telephones in it for VI or VoIP, and we have an office space that'll have PCs, telephones, and obviously printers. We didn't really use the fifth floor because we felt everything would be better on the first floor. For now, if we do expand, then obviously we would go to the fifth floor. On to the IT and server room. So this is kind of what we would think it would look like. We'd have desks for software access, with shelving for hardware storage, excuse me, ceiling racks for cord and cable organization. Obviously, for safety, we'd have extinguisher and sprinkler for fire protection. To help with the cooling, because we'll have lots of servers in there, we'd have Precision Air AC, and we would use server racks to start off with, and those obviously give us the most use of space, and so that we think that's the best way to go about it. Network design. So this is from a logical standpoint. What we're thinking is that the servers would connect to a switch, and we'd have a patch panel set up, most likely in our server room, and then from there, we connect the PCs to the patch panel through some cabling. And then obviously for people who come to and visit our office space and have their own laptop, we'd have a wireless access point, and they would be able to connect to the internet through that. So we feel that's the best way to have it, or be kind of future-proof in case we grow and we have more permanent employees. And now we'll move on to workflow.
The proposed budget for DCT's LAN incorporates all working physical equipment already in-house into the network setup to maximize cost savings. In our proposed design, we kept cost-saving measures in mind but did not sacrifice production or efficiency. Our proposal meets all needs for your current staff of 45 employees, both full-time and part-time staff and volunteers, while still being scalable for future growth. The total cost for our proposed LAN to meet all needs of DCT is $55,525. This includes 10 mini PCs and 24-inch monitors, so that there is a computer available to each full-time and part-time employee. This includes the equipment that was left behind by the previous tenant. 15 phones are proposed, one for each full-time and part-time employee, plus an additional 5 for volunteers to share as needed. The phones will use Sangoma free BPX phone system, 100 for operation. 3 printers are also included for staff to share throughout their various offices on the 1st and 5th floors. For security purposes, Palo Alto Network Enterprise Firewall Protection has been selected, and VMware vSphere Enterprise Plus will add an additional layer of security for your team's work as a cloud-based environment. For connection purposes, 3 servers and a Windows Server key, are included to properly set up your network between offices as well as on each floor level. The servers will be connected to the Cisco SG550X-48MP switch. A router will be included as part of the recurring costs provided by AT&T DirecTV Internet. 3 wireless hotspots are included for redundancy. Additionally, 5 backup power supplies are included in our proposal to mitigate losses should a power failure occur. Recurring costs total $110 for internet access and other services. Various connectors, wiring, cabling, and other small network items have been included in the budget to provide an overall cost estimation to completely set up an efficient working LAN. A full breakdown of our proposed budget is available.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. Happy holidays.